The strange girl at my door, Ethan lived alone on a cold mining colony called Orion 6. He was not a hero, not a soldier, just an engineer who liked quiet nights and strong tea. His small metal home stood on the edge of the colony, far from the loud bars and busy landing zones. One night, a strong wind howled outside. Dust from the moon's red ground scratched against his window. Ethan was about to sleep when he heard it. A knock. His heart jumped. No one visited this late. He slowly walked to the door, grabbed a wrench just in case, and pressed the door scanner. The screen blinked. Unknown life form detected. Ethan's eyes narrowed. What? He opened the door slightly. A girl stood there. Barefoot. Glowing skin. Long white hair that shimmered like starlight. She wore a torn robe, and her arms were shaking in the cold. Her eyes, bright silver and not human, locked onto his. "Please," she whispered, "let me stay." Ethan stepped back. "Who are you?" "They're hunting me," she said quickly. "I don't have time to explain. I escaped. I swear I mean no harm." Ethan looked outside. No one there. The girl's lips trembled. "No human woman will ever love you like I can. Just give me one night, please." Those words froze him. Strange, sad, desperate. Ethan hesitated. Then he sighed. "Fine. Come in. Just don't touch anything." She nodded fast and stepped inside. The heater buzzed as the warmth returned to the room. Ethan handed her a blanket. She wrapped it around herself and sat near the corner. "What's your name?" he asked, sitting across from her. "You can call me Vea," she said softly. "I don't remember my real name anymore." Ethan frowned. "That doesn't sound good." Vea smiled a little. "It's not." Her smile faded fast. She looked around nervously, eyes darting to the windows. Ethan noticed her skin. It wasn't just glowing. It was almost pulsing, like light beneath her skin, beating like a slow heart. "You're not human," he said. Vea nodded. "But I'm not dangerous. Not to you." "What are you running from?" Vea looked down. "My own people." "Why?" She didn't answer. Ethan leaned back. He didn't know what to do. He didn't trust her. But something in her eyes looked honest. Broken. Later that night, Ethan couldn't sleep. He sat on his bed, listening to the wind. Then something moved. He walked to the hallway and saw Vea curled up on the floor, hugging her knees, crying quietly. "Nightmare?" Ethan asked. Vea looked up, wiping her face. "I'm sorry. I didn't mean to wake you." "What's going on?" Vea stood slowly. "You're kind. You helped me. I owe you the truth." Before Ethan could respond, the house lights flickered. Then, a high-pitched beep from the security panel. Attempted system breach detected. Ethan rushed to the screen. Unknown drone detected. Scanning home. Cloaked. He looked out the window. Nothing there. Vea ran to him. "They're close. We need to hide." "Who is they?" he asked. "The ones who think I belong to them. But I escaped, and now they're angry." She grabbed his hand. Her touch was hot. Too hot for a normal body. Like fire under skin. "What are you?" Ethan whispered. She looked him in the eyes. "Someone who shouldn't exist anymore. But I chose you. Because I felt your loneliness from far away, and I knew you wouldn't turn me away." Ethan didn't know what to say. Before he could speak, a loud thud came from the roof. Then another. Something was walking above them. Vea pulled him into the storage room. "Don't say anything," she said. "Don't move." They waited. Silent. The roof creaked after a long, cold minute. Silence. Ethan slowly stepped out. Nothing. No sound, no lights. But something was definitely watching. Later, as he sat beside Vea again, she looked at him and said something strange. "If you let me stay, they'll come back. But I'll protect you. I promise." Ethan stared at her glowing eyes. He wasn't sure if she was a gift or a warning, but he had already made his choice. "You can stay," he said. She smiled. "Thank you," she whispered. "No human woman could ever love you like I can." Her touch was too warm for this world, then didn't sleep that night. Every creak, every soft hum of the machines made his heart beat faster. He kept looking at the girl, Vea, who now slept curled up on the small couch, wrapped in his old blanket, like a lost child. Her skin glowed gently in the dark like moonlight under water. Too quiet, too calm, too strange. In the morning, the colony's sky stayed gray, thick with storm clouds. Ethan made tea and set a cup on the table beside her. She opened her eyes slowly. "You didn't sleep," she said softly. "Neither did you." Vea looked down. "I haven't slept in many cycles, not real sleep." Ethan sat across from her. "What are you running from, Vea, really?" She held the cup but didn't drink. "I already told you. My people." "That's not enough." Vea sighed. "We're not like you. We're born to serve, bred to obey. Our feelings are controlled. Love is not allowed." "So why are you different?" She looked at him then, something deep in her silver eyes. "Because I broke free. Because I felt something I wasn't supposed to feel. For you." Ethan froze. "You didn't even know me." Vea shook her head. "Not in the way you think. Your face, your voice, they reached me across the stars. It sounds crazy. I know. But it's real." He didn't respond. It was too much. Too fast. Later that day, Ethan went to check the solar panels outside. When he returned, he found Vea standing in the middle of the room, staring at a photo of his family on the wall. "They look kind," she said. "They're gone," Ethan replied. "Accident. Long time ago." Vea turned. "I'm sorry." He noticed her hand glowing brighter than before. "What's happening to your skin?" he asked. "The longer I stay near you, the stronger the bond grows," she said. "Our energies are syncing." Bond. Vea walked closer, slowly, like she was afraid to scare him. "My kind doesn't choose mates like humans. When we feel a true connection, our bodies change. I can't stop it now, not unless I leave." Ethan backed up slightly. "Are you saying you're bonding with me?" "Yes," she said. "And if it completes, I'll never be able to love anyone else." He looked at her. Really looked. She didn't blink. Her chest moved slowly, like she was trying to breathe calmly. Then, without warning, his home lights dimmed. A high-frequency sound buzzed for a second, and vanished. "What was that?" he asked. Vea didn't answer. She was staring at the window. Ethan turned. A red dot blinked on the glass. "They've found me," she whispered. "Already." Ethan grabbed a scanner. The signal was faint but moving, circling the house. "It's a cloaked drone," he muttered. "Military grade. How is it still flying in this weather?" Vea stepped closer to the window, her hands glowing now. "Because they don't care if it crashes. They only need it to track me. And now, you." Ethan looked at her sharply. "Me? You helped me. You let me in. In their eyes, you're part of me now." A chill ran through Ethan's spine. "Can we hide?" "Not for long," she said. "They'll come at night like always." Ethan sat down. "So what do we do?" Vea moved toward him. Gently, she took his hand. "I protect you even if it costs me everything." Ethan felt a pulse through her touch, warmth deeper than anything human. A strange light ran through his arm. He pulled back quickly. "What was that?" Vea looked scared. "The bond is starting faster than it should. You felt it too, didn't you?" Ethan didn't answer. He couldn't lie. Yes, he felt something. Not just heat, not just light, connection. But he didn't know if it was real or something she wanted him to believe. As darkness came again, Ethan sealed the doors and windows. He placed metal bars across the entrances. His heart beat harder with every sound outside. Vea stood by the wall, silent, her hands glowing brighter now. She wasn't scared. She was ready. "They won't hurt me right away," she said. "They'll try to take me back, wipe my memory, erase everything I felt." Ethan swallowed. "And me? They'll kill you. Simple. Cold." He stared at her. "Why me, Vea? Why come to me?" She turned, eyes filled with a light that seemed to hold galaxies. "Because you're the only one who didn't run." The night they came for her, the night fell heavy over Orion 6. No stars, no moon, just clouds of black dust rolling across the sky like smoke. Ethan sat near the window, holding a welding torch like a weapon. He wasn't a fighter, but something deep inside told him he would fight tonight. Vea stood by the door, her glowing hands pressed against the wall. She was listening, not with ears, with something else. "They're close," she whispered. "One ship, 3 hunters, not machines, living, fast, cruel." Ethan's mouth was dry. "How long do we have?" Vea turned. "Minutes. The power." Blinked, once, twice. Off. Total darkness. Ethan's backup lights kicked in. Dim red emergency glow. Then he heard it. Boom. The roof shook. Dust rained from the ceiling. "They're on top," Ethan said, standing. Vea reached for him. "We don't have time to run. Hide in the storage pod. Now." "What about you?" he asked. "They want me. Not you." "Not a chance," he said. But she pushed him toward the storage hatch and locked it from outside before he could stop her. Through the small glass panel, he saw her take off her robe. Her skin was now covered in glowing patterns, like living tattoos moving across her arms, chest, and neck. She stood tall, breathing slow. Waiting. A crash. The front door exploded inward. 2 tall beings stepped in. Armor like bone. Faces hidden. Under helmets shaped like skulls. They didn't speak. Behind them, a third figure entered. Taller, slower. No helmet. His face was sharp. Skin like silver metal. Eyes black, bottomless. He looked at Vea and smiled. "You broke the seal." He said, "You let the human touch you." Vea didn't speak. The commander walked closer. "You know the punishment." Still silence. "I gave you everything, trained you, made you perfect." Vea's voice was steady. "You made me a slave." He slapped her. Ethan banged on the hatch window. "Leave her alone!" The commander turned his head. "Ah, the pet," he said. "Don't worry, human. We'll let you watch as we reset her." He lifted a device from his belt. It glowed green. Vea's eyes lit up in panic. "No!" She threw her hand forward. A wave of energy burst from her palm. The nearest hunter flew into the wall with a loud crack. Armor shattered. The second one charged. But Ethan kicked open the storage hatch and threw the welding torch, flames spraying. The creature shrieked and fell back. "Run!" Vea shouted. Ethan grabbed her hand and pulled her toward the back exit. Alarms blared, sparks flew. Behind them, the commander raised his weapon. A beam shot past Ethan's ear and burned a hole in the wall. They burst out into the freezing night. The colony was silent, no lights, no patrols, just cold wind and shadow. They ran through the back alleys between old mining rigs and broken walls. Ethan led the way, heart pounding. "Where are we going?" Vea asked. "Old control tower. We can lock it down." Vea nodded. They reached the tower and sealed the door. Inside was dark and dusty, but safe for now. Ethan turned to her. "What was that power?" She looked at her glowing hands. "The bond, it's growing stronger, your energy feeds it." "Mine? Yes, when I said no human woman could love like me, I meant it. Our emotions change reality. When I feel fear, the world shakes. When I feel love, it burns." Ethan stepped back. "So, if you love me too much, you could kill everything?" She nodded. "If I lose control." Outside, the commander stood in the cold, staring at the tower. "She's one with him now," he said. "Their bond is full," the last hunter growled. "Should we wait for backup?" "No," the commander said. "We take her now, and destroy the human." Inside, Vea touched her chest. "The bond is close to sealing," she whispered. "If it completes, we'll be tied forever. And if it doesn't, they can still pull me away. Reset me. Make me forget you." Ethan clenched his fists. "Then we seal it now." She looked at him, shocked. "Are you sure?" He nodded. "I don't want you to forget, and I don't want to lose you." Slowly, she leaned forward. Their foreheads touched. A light spread between them. Ethan felt a warmth flow through his blood. Not pain, not fear, just connection. But then, boom. The roof cracked. The commander had found them. The lie he didn't know he was living. The control tower's roof cracked like thunder. Metal pieces fell, crashing around them. Dust clouded the air. Ethan pulled Vea down behind an old control panel. Her hands trembled. Not in fear, but in rage. "He's breaking in," she whispered. "He'll kill you if the bond isn't sealed." "Then seal it," Ethan said, coughing from the dust. Vea looked into his eyes. "Once we do, there's no turning back. You'll never be the same." He grabbed her hand. "I don't want to be." She nodded once and placed her glowing palm over his heart. A pulse of light ran through Ethan's body. He gasped as heat filled his chest, like a sun was blooming inside him. His memories began to shake, blur, change. But before the bond could seal, the wall exploded. The commander stepped in, armor glowing with dark fire, his weapon raised. "Too late," he growled. "You bonded, I can feel it." Vea stood in front of Ethan. "You can't take him." The commander laughed. "I don't need to. He was never what he thought he was." Ethan stood. "What do you mean?" The commander smiled coldly. "You think you're just some colony worker? An engineer with a boring life?" He raised a small cube. With one tap, a projection filled the air. A hidden file. Ethan's face. A code name. Project Echo. Vea's eyes widened. "No." Ethan stared at the screen. "What is this?" "You're not fully human," the commander said. "You were created from our stolen genes. A half-breed. A test." Ethan stepped back. "That's not true. Your dreams. Your visions. The way you feel things too deeply. Did you ever wonder why?" the commander sneered. "Your memories are false, given to you. Your whole life is a lie." Vea turned to Ethan. "I didn't know." The commander nodded. "Of course not. They wiped your identity to protect you. But now you're fully activated." The bond woke. "It up?" Ethan's hands began to glow, same as Vea's. Same light, same energy. "You're one of us," the commander said, "and I'm here to take you home." Vea screamed and fired a blast of light, but the commander deflected it. The tower shook with the force of his shield. "You don't get to decide, Vea," he said. "He belongs to us." Ethan clenched his fists. The light in his palms grew brighter, hotter. "You used me," he said. "You made me think I was nothing." "You were never nothing," the commander replied. "You were the key. And now, you're open." Vea reached for Ethan. "Listen to me. You don't have to be what they want you to be. You are still you. The man who gave a stranger shelter. The one who stood by me when no one else would." Ethan's heart pounded. His memories flashed. His quiet life, the nights alone, the strange dreams. The feeling that he didn't quite belong. "They placed you near me on purpose," Vea whispered. "They were watching us." The commander raised his hand. "Come now, before I destroy her." Ethan stepped forward. Vea gasped. "What are you doing?" He raised his glowing hands, but instead of going to the commander, he turned and blasted the control panel. Alarms blared. The tower began to collapse. "If I was made by them," Ethan said, "then I'll decide what I become." He ran to Vea, grabbed her hand, and together they leapt out the back window just as the tower caved in behind them. They landed hard in the dust, coughing. The tower burned behind them. Later, inside a hidden cave system under the colony, Vea stitched a cut on Ethan's arm using a glowing thread from her robe. "Why didn't you tell me I might not be human?" Ethan asked. Vea looked down. "I didn't know, but it makes sense now, why your energy matched mine. Why the bond happened so fast." Ethan leaned back, staring at the glowing cave ceiling. "So my whole life was planted?" "No," she said gently. "You still made choices. You chose to help me, to protect me. That wasn't programming, that was your heart." Ethan closed his eyes. "What happens now?" Vea touched his chest. "They'll send more, stronger ones. They won't stop until we're both taken." Ethan opened his eyes. "Then we stop running." She blinked. "What do you mean?" "We fight back. Together." Vea smiled, sad but proud. "You're more than what they made. You're becoming something new. Ethan grinned. Yeah, and no human woman could ever love like that. The first kiss that wasn't meant to happen. 900 plus words, emotional turning point plus tension. The cave was quiet. For the first time in days, there were no alarms, no drones, no footsteps above. Ethan and Vea sat side by side, breathing slow, wrapped in silence. The soft glow of the cave walls made her skin shine like gold dust. His hands were still glowing faintly, remnants of their bond beginning to seal. We're safe. For now, Ethan said, breaking the silence. Vea nodded but didn't speak. She looked distant, almost sad. Ethan turned to her. You're thinking about him, aren't you? The commander. He's not just a commander, she whispered. He was my handler. I trained under him. I thought he cared. Ethan stayed quiet. He never did, she continued. He was waiting for the right moment to claim me, like property. But I chose you. And now, I'm free. But it still hurts. Ethan touched her hand gently. You're not alone anymore. Vea looked at him, eyes soft. I know. That's why I'm afraid. Why? Because if this bond seals, there's no undoing it, no erasing it. You'll be tied to me, body, heart, and soul. Forever. Ethan chuckled softly. You make that sound like a curse. To most of my kind, it is. He looked down, thinking. But not to you. Vea didn't answer. Instead, she leaned her head on his shoulder. Her touch was warm. Too warm for someone so still. Ethan could feel her heart beat through the bond. It wasn't calm. It raced like she was holding something back. Tell me what happens, Ethan said. If we kiss, Vea lifted her head. Why? Because I want to know, and I think you do too. She hesitated. Our kiss isn't just love. It's life. It binds everything. Thoughts, feelings, even pain. When our lips touch, your energy becomes mine, and mine becomes yours. If one of us dies, the other might too. Ethan blinked. So it's dangerous? Only if it's not true. And if it is true, she smiled sadly, then it's the purest thing in the universe. They sat in silence again, until a strange hum echoed through the cave. A soft beep vibrated under Ethan's feet. He stood. What is that? Vea's eyes widened. They found us again. Ethan checked his wrist device, a red blinking light. They tagged me, he said. They've been tracking my signal ever since the bond started. Vea stepped back. We have minutes, maybe less. Can we hide again? Vea shook her head. No, they'll use deeper scans now. They'll burn this cave to the ground. So what do? She looked at him. We run, or we seal. The bond and fight is one. Ethan stared at her. If we kiss, they won't be able to separate us, right? Vea nodded slowly. They can try, but our minds will be linked. They won't understand that kind of power. They've only ever controlled. They've never loved. Then kiss me, she stepped closer. Ethan, if you're not sure, this could hurt you. He smiled gently. I've been hurt before, but this feels right. They stood face to face. Her hands glowed bright now, pulsing with light. His body responded, his own glow matching hers. The air shimmered around them. The cave walls trembled gently. Vea placed her hands on his face. Close your eyes, she whispered. He did. And then her lips touched his. It wasn't like electricity. It wasn't like fire. It was like space itself paused. Ethan's mind opened. He saw her memories, her training, the pain, the loneliness of space, the cold hands of the labs. The first time she saw him, across galaxies, through hidden data streams. The first time she felt his kindness, his laughter, his sadness. And she saw his childhood, the fake memories, the quiet, the missing pieces, the moment she knocked on his door, the fear, the confusion. And now, this, the bond sealed. A light shot through the cave ceiling. Far above, in a black ship floating over the mountain, the commander growled. The seal is complete. One of his hunters said, Do we strike? The commander closed his eyes. No, not yet. Why? Because now they're not just enemies, they're a threat to the order. Back in the cave, Nebo dust swirled in the air. Ethan fell back, panting. His chest glowed brighter than ever. Vea knelt beside him, tears in her eyes. You did it, she whispered. We did it. He smiled. Is this what love feels like? Your world? She nodded. Yes, and now you're part of it. Ethan stood slowly. Then let's show them what it means. The day the stars went silent, the sky was gone. Ethan stared up from the cave mouth as thick black clouds rolled across the colony skies. No stars, no moon, no signal, nothing. It was like the universe itself had shut its eyes. They've silenced. The orbit, Vea said, standing beside him. Her voice was quiet, but the fear in it echoed. What does that mean? Ethan asked. No calls in or out. No transmissions. They've blocked every frequency. They're trapping us here like animals. Ethan's wrist device blinked red. No connection, no data, no escape. So we're alone? Vea shook her head. No, we're surrounded. Somewhere above the colony. In the shadows of the dead sky, the commander stood on his ship. He stared down through the clouds, his silver eyes locked on a blinking red point on a map. Ethan's location. They sealed the bond, a hunter said. The commander didn't. Blink. Yes, and now they're more dangerous than before. Do we attack? No, he said coldly. We destroy. Ethan and Vea reached the edge of the colony. The streets were empty, lights dead, silence everywhere. Where is everyone? Ethan whispered. They've been moved, Vea replied. The others in the colony, the commanders didn't want witnesses. They relocated them, or worse. Ethan clenched his fists. You mean they were taken? Vea nodded. Ethan's heart pounded. We have to do something. We will, she said. But we can't run anymore. He looked at her. Then let's fight. They entered the old signal tower, the last structure left untouched by the blackout. Inside, wires hung loose, screens were cracked, but one core was still humming. This used to be a backup beacon, Ethan said. If I can repair it, maybe we can send a pulse, warn someone out there. Vea nodded. If the pulse is strong enough and it might break through their lock. Ethan began working fast. Sparks flew, metal screeched. The air smelled of oil and smoke. Vea stood guard watching the skies. Then suddenly, she froze. A light flickered. The distance, not just any light. A ship, hovering above the main colony hub. Massive, black, shaped like a spear piercing the sky. They're here, she said. The final team. Inside the ship, the commander gave the order. Prepare the null wave, a hunter spoke. It could kill them both. Or wake something worse, said another. The commander smiled. Either way, they'll be ours. Below, Ethan connected the final wire. Done, he said. Starting pulse. He pressed the button. The tower shook. A deep hum filled the air, growing louder. A blue shockwave shot upward. For 1 second, the clouds split. A single star shone through. And then, everything went dark. The tower lost power. The pulse died. Ethan fell to the floor. Vea caught him, her hands glowing. They shut it down. They knew. The ground rumbled beneath them. What now? Ethan asked. Vea looked him in the eyes. There's one last way. She opened her palm. Inside was a small crystal, glowing blue. What is it? A core shard, she said. Part of me. I ripped it out when I ran. If I return it to their beacon ship, it'll override their system for 10 minutes. Enough time for a real message. Ethan stared at the shard. But they'll see you. They'll know. I know, she said. They might stop me. They might kill me. Ethan stood. Then, I'm going with you. Vea shook her head. If they catch both of us, it's over. Ethan stepped closer. We're bonded now. Remember, your pain is my pain. If you die, I die too. Vea's eyes filled with tears. Then stay close. They moved through the dark streets, hiding behind broken walls, dodging patrol drones. The ship hovered above, humming like a storm. Its beacon glowed at the bottom, pulsing red, the heart of their network. Vea pulled Ethan close. "When I insert the shard," she said, "the ship will shake. It will react. I'll need you to hold them back." Ethan nodded. "I will." "Promise?" He looked into her eyes. "I'd die before I let them take you." They reached the tower beneath the ship. Vea climbed the metal steps fast, Ethan close behind. Above, alarms started flashing. They had been seen. "Go!" Ethan shouted. "I'll stall them." Vea ran to the beacon core as she placed the shard. The ship roared. Electric waves burst out. The hunters dropped from the sky like shadows. Ethan picked up a broken pipe, heart pounding. "Come on then," he charged one of them, swinging wildly. He got knocked back but stood again. Vea screamed as energy surged through her. The beacon lit up. A signal shot into space. She collapsed to the floor. Ethan crawled to her. "Did it work?" he asked, shaking her. Her eyes fluttered open. "Yes," she whispered. "Now they know." Above the stars, a message blinked in a distant Earth defense station. Colony breach detected. Human-alien bond confirmed. Help requested. The human she chose to love. The sky over Orion 6 cracked open. Light poured through the clouds, golden and strong, cutting through the black that had silenced the stars for days. A pulse echoed from the command ship. Its engines stuttered. Inside, "The tower." Ethan held Vea close, her body weak, her glow fading. "Stay with me," he said, voice shaking. "You did it. You sent the signal. Help is coming." Vea smiled faintly. "I told you, I could love deeper than any human." Her fingers touched his cheek, trembling. "But love can also burn out." "No," Ethan said, "don't say that. We're bonded. You can't go." "The shard took too much," she whispered. "It was part of me. Now I'm incomplete." Ethan looked up. The ship was rumbling, its lights blinking. Hunters were retreating, fading into shadows. The commander wasn't. He descended slowly, floating on a platform of dark energy. Silver armor cracked, eyes glowing like burning coals. "You ruined everything," he said. Ethan stood in front of Vea. "No. We freed her. You made her weak," the commander snarled. "She could have been a queen. Now she's nothing. She's more than you'll ever be." The commander raised his hand, a dark spear forming in his palm. "Then join her in nothingness." But just before he threw it, a deafening roar cut the air. From above, a sleek black Earth cruiser dropped through. The clouds, no warning, no sound, just fire and force. Missiles exploded around the command ship. The commander turned just in time to see a bright beam slice through the side of his craft. He screamed, the sound not human, high, echoing, filled with rage and fear. "They're here," Vea whispered, eyes barely open. "You're not alone anymore." The Earth cruiser deployed troops, humans in silver suits, faces hidden behind glowing visors. They moved fast, surrounding the tower. "Identify," one shouted to Ethan. "I'm Ethan." He stepped forward. "This girl, Vea, she's not the enemy. She risked her life to save us all." A soldier scanned her. "Unregistered species. Energy bond detected. Reading stable." "Stable?" Ethan said. "She's dying." The soldier looked again. "Wait, her core is low, but the bond is holding her. Your link is keeping her alive." Ethan turned to her. "Did you hear that? I'm keeping you here. I'm not letting you go." Vea blinked slowly. "Then kiss me again. Remind me who I am." He leaned down. This kiss was not like the first. It wasn't burning. It wasn't fire. It was light, soft, warm, endless. He saw her memories again, but this time she saw his. Everything, not just his fake life. But who he could become, who they could become, together. When their lips parted, her body glowed bright, brighter than ever before, like a sun trapped inside a girl. The Earth soldiers stepped back, shielding their eyes, and in that moment, she, Rose, not walking, not floating, just being, complete. The commander tried to run, but her voice stopped him cold. You called me nothing, but love made me more. Vea raised her hand. The bond inside her glowed white-hot, and with one motion, she reached out toward the commander. He fell to his knees, gasping. "What are you?" he rasped. "Free," she said, "and no longer afraid." A burst of light flew from her chest and wrapped around him. He vanished, without a scream, without a sound, like he had never existed. The storm passed. The Earth cruiser landed nearby, its engines humming low. A commander stepped out, an older woman with silver eyes like steel. "We picked up the signal just in time," she said. "We've been watching Orion 6 for strange activity, but we didn't expect this." She looked at Vea. "She's not a threat," Ethan said quickly. "She saved my life. She saved all of us." The woman scanned the bond. "We can't do it, even if we wanted to. This bond is ancient, rare, and now it's permanent." Ethan held Vea's hand. "Then we build a future with it." Days later, the stars returned. Communication with Earth was restored. The colony recovered. The hunters had vanished. The skies no longer watched in silence. Ethan and Vea were offered relocation to a private station, a new place to begin, to live without fear. On the last day before they left Orion 6, Ethan stood outside their small shelter and looked up at the stars. Vea walked up beside him. "Cold night," he said. She smiled. "But not inside me." He laughed softly. "You're glowing again. I glow when I'm happy." Ethan turned to her. "I never thought I'd say this, but I'm glad you knocked on my door." She looked into his eyes. "And I'm glad you opened it." They left the moon together, not as fugitive and human, but as two souls who proved love could break through fear, power, and even stars. And far above them, across the galaxy, stories began to spread. Stories of a human who bonded with something not of this world, not with chains, not with war, but with a kiss. The end.